It's summer of 2021. I'm in an Airbnb in France, lying down in bed on my phone. And then suddenly, my sister barges into the room. And when she sees me, she gets a little bit angry. Why didn't you tell me that when fish in the bathroom? She tells me. She starts scolding me. And silently, I have the worst reaction ever. I also get angry. And I start seriously disrespecting her. We go back and forth. She's screaming. I'm being super disrespectful. We keep screaming at each other. She raises her voice more. I'm being more and more disrespectful. And then after a few minutes, she goes into the bathroom and slams the door, saying, "If that's how you want to talk to me, don't talk to me ever again." And that's only when it ends, only when the discussion is finished, that I notice that I seriously messed up. So I look at the door with regret, knowing that I made a mistake. When two people get emotional towards each other, then it's very likely that a lot of pain can be created. You see, in that situation in the story that I just told you, I wasn't, we could say that I wasn't the only person in the wrong. But at the end of the day, a man should take responsibility. At the end of the day, I could have avoided that if I just stayed calm. If I had control of my emotions 2 years ago, I could have avoided that situation. It didn't destroy my relationship with my sister. Now we're cool. But if I had more control of my emotions, I could have avoided that situation before. I could have done that way better. Could have handled that conversation in a way better manner if I had control over my emotions. If I didn't get so emotional every time. It's so easy to just let you follow your emotions. Let them dictate what you do. It's very easy to do. But it's seriously hard to actually take the time to analyze your emotions and to try to see which one will take you in the right direction and which one will take you in the wrong direction. I always used to be a very emotional kid. I was getting angry way too fast. When I was a little kid, I would cry way too fast. Even when I wasn't a little kid, even when I was 11 years old, I would cry way too fast. And even later on, I was getting angry too fast. That's a problem I've been working on for a long time, and it's gotten way better. But still, of course, with anything in life, I could make even more progress. Being this kid, this young man that gets angry so fast, that gets sad so fast, it's not fun. It's not fun. You're constantly just reacting to life instead of having this ability to stay calm and just analyze instead of just reacting. I would just be the person that just reacts. Something happens, I just instantly react. I burst out, get super angry. Instead of just staying calm, staying collected, and just analyzing the environment, what's happening. That's what I'm working towards, and I've made a lot of progress. This is emotional control is a very important skill to master. So the first thing to gain emotional control is mindfulness. When you become more mindful, it will literally improve every single aspect of your life. But when it comes to emotional control, it will make it easier for you to notice when you you start getting emotional. It will be a lot easier for you to just notice it. To know, okay, I'm getting emotional there, or this emotion is popping up. When you're truly mindful, the level of mindfulness I would say I haven't achieved yet, but I heard a lot of people talking about that. But you become truly mindful. I have noticed that it happens from time to time for me, but it isn't a consistent occurrence. When I notice my emotions, I wouldn't say maybe it's because of meditation, or because maybe it's because of something else. I would say maybe it's because of something else I will talk about later on. But meditation is a very powerful habit. I truly trust that it can help with every single aspect of your life. Mindfulness, might becoming more mindful. Like I said, I already spoiled it. The best way to become mindful is meditation. Like one of the best ways. Meditation, just focus on your breath or the sensations on your body. Something like that. But what's even more important than meditation is stop doing the things that destroy your mindfulness. It I said in the last video or in one video that I recorded not so long ago. When you meditate and then go on social media, play video games, do all those things that destroy your mindfulness. It's like you start to build a building, and a few hours later, you come with a hammer and it starts destroying it. That's exactly what you're doing when you meditate and then you do your habits that destroy your mindfulness. Social media, so scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, all those things, YouTube Shorts, YouTube and edited videos, super edited videos, video games, movies, animes, all those things are bad. Like I'm making your attention span worse. I'm making it harder for you to focus. I'm making it harder for you to stay in the present moment without getting some random thoughts. Meditation is great, but if you do the things that consistently do the things that destroy your mindfulness, then it truly becomes useless. The second one is breathing. How you breathe is directly correlated to how you feel. Like so, like when you, for example, when you get anxious, that's been like shown scientifically that your breath changes. Or even when you start breathing a certain way, you can induce stress and nervousness into yourself by just breathing a certain way. And how do you do that? Just start breathing shallowly and fast. You do that for a few seconds, few minutes, and you see you start to become anxious. You won't feel that good. But you can also do the same to become calmer, become more collected. If you want to be calm and relaxed, you need to breathe deeply and slowly. And you breathe, I'll tell you something that I've learned from Andrew. When you breathe in fast, like you breathe shallowly and fast, your heart rate, like it goes up. So your heart rate is directly correlated to your breath. So when you start breathing really fast, shallowly, your heart rate will go up. And when your heart rate is up, I think most people know. When you're anxious, your heart rate goes up. So when your heart rate goes up, I think you also get anxious, a little bit scared, anxious, and all those things. But the reverse works too. When you breathe deeply and slowly, the heart rate goes down. And when your heart rate goes down, you're calmer, less anxious. So learn to, when you notice yourself breathing like shallowly, try to breathe deeply. And something very important that I didn't know before, you add some pauses between your inhales and your exhales, and between your exhales and your inhales. So don't breathe like this, don't breathe deeply. No, don't just instantly inhale and start exhaling. Inhale, pause for around the same length of your inhale, then exhale slowly, and then pause before you inhale again. Because if you're breathing so deeply, but you also don't take pauses between your inhales, you still breathe a little bit too fast. You're still inhale too much. I don't think carbon dioxide or something like that, which will make you anxious. The goal is to not overbreathe, because I've learned from dreaming that a lot of people overbreathe. Like most people overbreathe, like breathe too much per minute. You know, he said that on average you breathe like maximum 6 times per minute. So you could do some training, just put a timer on and try to count how much you breathe in a minute to train yourself. But something that can greatly help with that is box breathing. That's something I'm currently doing. Box breathing. So I just inhale like at the end of every night, it's part of my night routine. I put on a timer, and every 5 seconds, I for 5 seconds I inhale. For 6 seconds I inhale. 6 seconds I hold. 6 seconds I exhale. 6 seconds I hold, and then 6 seconds I inhale again. I do that for 2 to 5 minutes. You know, I do that for like 5 minutes like this, and just this has greatly improved my ability to like breathe slowly. I did something. I did like a test with not like at home. Like I remember just proposed it on one of his YouTube videos about breathing. He said do test out like I forgot how it's called. I'll just recommend you watch Andrew Huberman's podcast on breathing. It's really helpful. I can't explain exactly what he said, the science behind it that well because I'm not a scientist. I'll just recommend you go watch Andrew Huberman's podcast on breathing. It's a very good one. Oh, I also want to talk about double deep breath. It's called physiological sigh. So I heard that when you're anxious, just doing a double inhale, so breathing first, inhaling deeply to your nose until your lungs are full, and then trying to get in a little bit more air to a second inhale, and then exhale slowly to your mouth or your nose. I heard just that when you're anxious, just breathe like that for 1 to 3 times. It's gonna make you a lot calmer. And I tried it. I was in the airplane now, and just I was a little bit anxious. And I tried it. It greatly helped me. It greatly helped me to just do that. I just did that 3 times. I became more confident. I became calmer, even though I was a little bit anxious before that. So try it out. I also do it as part of my morning routine now. So I do 5 minutes or 3 minutes of just doing those double deep breaths, so breathing deeply, the moment until my lungs are full, and then trying to fit in a little bit more air to a second inhale, and then exhaling. Third one is journaling. I talked about this in another video, but if you want to get the result from journaling, you need to journal correctly. So I made a full guide on journaling not so long ago, so you can go watch that. But the goal of journaling is not to write down exactly what you think about, exactly what happened in your life. That's not the goal of journaling. And that's the mistake I made for so long. I would just write down events that happened. Oh yeah, this happened, this happened, this happened. No wonder I didn't get a result from journaling. The goal of journaling is not to just write down events, write down your day, write down what happened in that moment. No. The goal is to gain clarity, answers. And to do that, you need to ask yourself some deep questions. Some questions that you didn't even know you could answer yourself. When you do that, journaling becomes truly fun and it becomes truly helpful. It reaches a level where it can genuinely change your life. I've been just journaling like this for a few days now. And it's been very helpful. I've been gaining a lot of clarity. I've gained some knowledge that I didn't even know I could gain. I've gained some answers that I've struggled for months to gain just because I'm not journaling correctly. You need, when you're journaling, ask yourself a lot of questions. I'll just recommend you go watch my guide on journaling. It will give me more views, of course. And I explained in detail there. It's a full guide on journaling, so I really take my time to explain it in details. So you can go watch that one. But when you start journaling with while asking yourself some deep questions regularly, you will start just on a day-to-day basis question sometimes your thoughts and your feelings, because that's really very important. What you think and what you feel is not always on your side. Sometimes you start. I remember a story. I was in the kitchen, so it was like nighttime, and my mom woke me up because she finished cooking. She woke me up, and she didn't like intentionally wake me up. So she opened my door in my room, thought I was still awake, but I was already like half asleep. And then she started talking before, and like started talking and made me wake up. And she said, "Oh yeah, there's food every day. Yeah, oh yeah, if you don't want to eat, then you can fall back asleep and eat tomorrow." So and I then just got out of bed. I went to the kitchen. Um, the food was finished, so she gave me the food. And then I want to go to my room and quickly and then go back to sleep. And then she says to me, "Oh yeah, I'm making some anana juice. So you just wait in the kitchen, and I will just give it to you quickly." And I started to get a little bit frustrated because she first interrupted my sleep, and then she asked me to wait for like 5 minutes until she makes like the anana juice, even though I could drink it tomorrow. I get frustrated even though it's not really a bad thing. Anana juice is healthy. She's doing it because she wants me to be healthy and it's tasty. But I get a little bit angry. I like remember I'm just there. She in the kitchen staring at her like we're staring at the machine. You have like a machine to make like juice, to make like fruit juice. I'm just staring there, just being frustrated, being angry. And then early in the day, I journaled, asked myself some deep questions. While I was there, just being frustrated for nothing, I just noticed that there was no reason for me to be angry there. Because I spent a lot of time journaling beforehand in the day, I became pretty good at just questioning my own mind, questioning my own feelings. So I questioned my feelings in that situation. I just told myself, what's the point right now? Why the fuck are you angry? It's not that big of a deal. She didn't do anything wrong to you. So why are you angry? And when I said that, I instantly, all those feelings went away. I instantly felt a lot better. That's the power of journaling when you do that correctly. And I just didn't just had a fun conversation with my mom afterwards. So now I want to give you some good mindsets to have. So good mindsets to have that will help you to be less emotional, especially with social situations, especially with others. So one mindset I love is be strict, be strict towards yourself, forgiving towards others. When it comes to yourself, I think you should be way stricter than when it comes to others. When you're not disciplined, when you start becoming lazy, be strict. Tell yourself, okay, yeah, I'm being undisciplined. I'm being lazy right now. Don't necessarily insult yourself, but just tell it to yourself. Be strict with yourself. Said, no, I'll hold myself to higher standards. Hold yourself to high standards. Where when it comes to others, be forgiving. Others are not like you. You can't expect the same thing from others that you expect from yourself. So be forgiving to others when others make a mistake, when others do things that are not according to your values. Don't be strict to them. Be totally forgiving. Accept them. Don't get angry for nothing. Because they themselves don't have the same values as you. You are two different human beings. So accept that. Another mindset that I love is the people that you love never really want to hurt you. That's also something that helped me in that situation when I was in the kitchen and I was kind of getting emotional for nothing when I was with my mom. I just said to myself, she doesn't want anything bad from me. She only wants me to eat a healthy meal, not to be hungry because before I go to bed. How could I get angry at her right now? When you when you see that from that lens, it greatly helps to just it's like a mindset shift. You first think, oh yeah, this person, oh he just interrupted my sleep. It's like, oh yeah, she wanted me not to be hungry, just starve before going to bed. That perspective shift greatly helps. Most of the time, your family members, most of the time, not every family, of course, there's some family member that are just, I would say, I'd like to label people, but they're just bad people for real. But most of the time, people that truly love you, your family, some of your true friends, not your fucking your video gamer friends, but that mean your true friends and your family. Most of the time, they don't want you to hurt you. They only want you to be good, healthy, happy, and they do what they think is gonna make you, or what they think is not gonna hurt you too much. They don't want to directly hurt you. They just do. It would bring us to the next mindset. They always do what they think is right. That's not the mindset I really like. They always do what they think is right. When you start to try to be angry at someone, try to look at life from their POV. In their head, they think that what they're doing is right. Even though you see that's wrong, they think that they're doing the right thing. So just see that and just say, okay, just seeing that like that, it, I think it can greatly help you to calm down in the situation when you try to get angry at someone. Another mindset I love is a superior man lives with an open heart, even if it hurts, even if it's hard, even when you getting angry, getting sad, getting frustrated will be so much easier. A superior man stays calm, loving, and open. When I read chapter the first time, I didn't really understand it. But after reading it a lot of times, I started to understand it. If you don't have the way experience, you're not going to really understand what I'm trying to say. But there's a chapter in the book where it says, well, that's called live with an open heart, even if it hurts. And what he's basically saying is that try to stay loving, try to stay calm, even in a situation where you truly want to get angry. That's basically what he's saying. He doesn't say that directly. He writes the way I love that book because the way he writes it, it's not that easy to understand. So it takes some time to truly understand the chapters, but when you do, you're truly happy. You're proud of yourself. But do also just some good mindsets that are truly helpful. Just remind yourself of these things whenever you need it. There are gonna be some situations in your day, maybe even today, where you're gonna need those mindsets. Just remind yourself of those mindsets. I'm a superior man, and a superior man lives in an open heart, even if it hurts. This person doesn't want to hurt me. He just wants the best for me. He's just doing what's right, but what he thinks is right. Be strict, and also I should be strict on myself and not strict because this person, I should forgive this person. Just remind yourself also of those mindsets when you need to. Another one is get out of your head. You're often very aware of the things inside your body. I am too. Before we got into video, I was very aware of my heartbeat and my breath. But we're rarely aware of the things happening outside of yourself, like very aware of the things happening outside of yourself. You most likely focus on yourself, focus on what's happening on your body. Oh, do I have this on my face? Oh, how wow, I'm breathing so fast. But we never really give ourselves to the people that we're talking with, the people we're interacting with. That's a skill we should have. I learned it also from the Way of Superior Man and a podcast from Andrew Huberman. But when you notice yourself just being to focus on yourself, being to focus on what's happening in your body or with you, try to intentionally put all your attention. It's not really possible. It's very difficult. But just try to intentionally put all your attention outside of your body. Try to put all your attention to the sounds around you and something you see. Focus on something you see and also all the sounds around you. Or you can just focus on one of them. You can either focus on the sound around you, like totally focus, like seriously focus on the sound around you for a few seconds, or focus on something you can see. And this will just get you out of your head. I haven't, to be totally honest, I haven't tried in social situations yet because I discovered this method literally yesterday. But it's like from Andrew Huberman. Andrew Huberman, I truly trust this man. And I tried it yesterday in just my room, and I noticed that after doing it, after focusing on something I saw in myself for a few seconds, I wasn't focusing, afterwards, I wasn't focusing on myself anymore. On how I was looking, how I was feeling, how I was breathing, all those things. So when you're in social situation, start overthinking about, you notice you start overthinking about yourself. You start getting anxious, start getting nervous. Put all your attention outside of your body. It's hard to do than to say, but focus on your breathing, focus on the sounds around you or the people around you. Stare them in the eyes and be focused with on their eyes. Something like that. It greatly helps. I'm sure it helps. I haven't tried in a social situation like I said, but I'm sure it can help drastically. Another one is become more disciplined. If you go and work hard, like work out, do like a hard workout, go on a hard one, even when you don't feel like it, it's a sign of like it's a state of emotional control. You didn't feel like going out of work and working out, but you went and did it anyway. You pushed through the pain, you pushed through the discomfort. That's a sign of emotional control. When you build up discipline, when you build up your ability to do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it, do the important tasks, especially when you don't feel like it, you learn to a certain level to control your emotions. Now you can be disciplined while being very emotional person, like I was for when I first got some improvement. Like I am now, I would say I'm still emotional. I'm still working on this. But discipline, building up discipline is gonna greatly help you. Because I'll tell you a story. I'm not really gonna tell you a story, I'm just gonna tell you some facts. I woke up this morning at 5 a.m. like I usually do. I had to do 3 hours deep work first in the morning. So I go to the toilet, I pee. I then look at the sunlight, make my bed. I didn't feel like doing this at all. I didn't feel like sitting down doing 3 hours of deep work first in the morning. I didn't feel like recording this video first thing in the morning. I didn't feel like doing it at all. I would have rather stayed in bed, took my phone out and watched some random videos on YouTube. That would have been so much easier. That's what I felt like doing. But I did what I knew I had to do. Doing hard things throughout the day, even when you don't necessarily feel like it, trains you not to follow your emotions every time. Trains you not to follow what your brain says when it's taking you in the wrong direction. When you know, okay, I have to go to the gym, but your brain says, oh no, we can stay in bed, we can do this, we can do this, we can play video games, and still go to the gym. It trains yourself to defy your brain when it doesn't take you in the right direction. Your brain is not always going to be on your side. It's often not going to be on your side that tree. So learn to defy it. Not only it's gonna be lazy, it's also gonna make you frustrated faster than you need to be. Make you angry. It's so much easier to be lazy. It's so much easier to be emotional and angry towards others. But it's way harder to be disciplined and to do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. It's way harder to show forgive others or just understand that most of the time your own brain is over exaggerating the situation. And your monkey brain is like spiking up and just becoming super angry because he wants to be super angry at someone. Do some hard deep work like I'm doing right now for 3 hours a day or more. And do 4 hours of deep work per day, and it's hard mentally, but I still do it. Even when I have fun beforehand, often I would just don't feel like won't feel like it because it's difficult mentally, but I still do it. Train your body really hard, push your body to its limit. I also enjoy doing this. I think physical training and hard deep work are the two best ways to build up your discipline. Deep work, working on the main task that's really difficult, like the most important task of your craft, and really focus on that task for hours on end. Most likely it's very difficult mentally. Training your body to failure really hard, doing some hard cardio, doing some hard strength training. That's also difficult mentally. And it trains you to just learn to defy your brain, you should always follow it. It's possible that you've been living your whole life just following what your brain says. Your brain says, okay, stay in bed, you stay in bed. Your brain says, okay, you go play video games, you play video games. But you have to learn build up this skill of defying your brain. This is the most important skill nowadays because nowadays our brain is not always on the sides. Our brain is often against us because it thinks it's protecting us when it puts us in comfortable situations. Things doing it even makes us do some easy things that are not hard. But it's not how the world works. To grow, to live a happy life, you will need to do some hard things that you don't necessarily feel like doing. You will need to control your emotions when you feel like raging at this person. You will need to control your emotion when you feel like insulting this person, even though he didn't really do something wrong. It's very easy to be emotional and undisciplined. It's very hard to control your emotions, be disciplined, push your mind so that it can grow. Do some hard stuff on your daily basis. A man's growth is optimized when he leans just beyond his edge. That's a quote from the World Superior Man. Amazing book. Enjoy your friends' criticism. Criticism tends to be like the thing that creates the most conflicts. Oh, you do this wrong. Why do you do this like this? Oh, what do you mean? No, no, I don't do this. You see, that's like the basic conversation nowadays. Someone criticizes one, the other person gets emotional. Even though there was a little bit of truth in that criticism, but the person got emotional, got angry. That's something that I also experience a lot. I got way better at taking criticism nowadays. I'm really proud of it. But still I can make progress. Still I can make progress. I remember a day I was in holiday, like it was just summer. I was in Spain visiting my older sister. And my other sister that I told you the story about the Airbnb in France 2 years ago. I like my sister like we have a refrigerator in the kitchen, and it had like magnets. So when you just pushed it, like when it's open, the refrigerator door is open. You just have to like quickly like push a little bit. It's gonna close because they're like magnets. But my sister's refrigerator in Spain, you have to really push it and push it towards like yourself. That don't like magnets that pull the door to the refrigerator. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So I went to the kitchen, I opened the refrigerator door, and I just push it a little. I take what I want to take, and then I just push the door a little bit like this. And without me noticing it, it didn't close because I don't like magnets. I was used to my refrigerator, but it works differently. So my sister says, and you forgot to. Like she doesn't say you forgot to close the window, but she says that in a little bit of a playful way. That kind of annoyed me. So I didn't even respond. I noticed I got angry and I didn't even respond to the next question. Because my sister, she's someone that's very clumsy, you know. I'm not disrespect her, she's very clumsy. So the type of thing like not closing the refrigerator door is something that she does a lot. And when she does it, I don't really criticize her because she's someone she also gets a lot like when it comes to criticism, she gets emotional very fast, like seriously fast. So when she does this type of things very often, but I don't criticize her on that. And I just thought to my brain, so I don't criticize you when you do those type of things, but when I do it once in a blue moon, you get angry. I just got angry, I got frustrated, and I didn't even answer her. Even though I could have just said, okay, yeah, thank you. I didn't notice. That's what a superior man would have done. But I'm not to that level yet. I'm working hard to reach that level, but I'm not there yet. Instead of seeing the criticism as bad, try to find the truth in it. Often you'll find truth in that criticism. Sometimes the person is just being a stupid hater, of course. But sometimes, often, you'll find some kind of truth in this criticism. When someone's just being straight up disrespectful and just insulting you, that's very different. But when someone's just giving you, like saying, okay, I think you could do this better. Oh yeah, you made this mistake. Without insulting you. accept it and try to see the truth in it. If you can't find the truth in it, then yeah, it's just being stupid. If you really try to think about it and you can't find the truth in that criticism, then yeah, we can say that person just being stupid. But often you can find some truth in it because people are not just gonna. Some people are just yeah weird, but people most of the time are not just gonna come to you and lie about some trait that you have. They're not just gonna try to lie about certain trait that you have. If people now say, "Oh yeah, you're self-improvement, so you're weird because you're self-improvement," okay, that's criticism. That's stupid, of course. That's criticism. That's really weird, and that's not productive. And if you're trying to listen to that criticism, it's just stupid. You just have to take your logic brain and analyze that criticism with your logic brain, not your emotional one, your logic brain, and see, is that person right? Is that truth in the criticism you just gave me? If yes, just try to improve. But just say, oh yeah, thank you. I will try to do it better next time. Or oh, thank you, I forgot. It's way better than bursting out and getting angry at a person. A lot better. When someone is criticizing you, don't interrupt them. Stay calm, look them in the eyes. Breathe slowly. And before responding, really think about what you just said. Really think, pause and think, oh yeah, what did you just say? Stay calm. Pause and just analyze what you just said before responding. And when you respond, when you do that, when you stay calm and slow down before responding, the response you're going to give them is going to be way better. The next part is just slow down, slowing down. We often try to react, just constantly react. Someone says something, you react. You're too reactive. We often like don't take the time to analyze things. Someone something says something offensive. You don't even slow down. You don't even think, and you get angry. You don't even think, and you get angry. Even though that person's just wasting your energy. You see, in this video, I'm gonna tell you something. In this video, is the video where like there was never a video I recorded where there are so many tips that I gave you that I'm still trying to work so hard on. A lot of the things I'm telling you here, I'm still working really hard on. I'm still an emotional kid, to be honest. I've made so much progress. I've become a lot more stoic, but there's a lot of progress to be made. Like this, I wish really want to become a lot more stoic. When it comes to being disciplined, I'm very good at that. But some people, some other people I stay really calm. But some people get emotional fast. It depends on the thing that happens, but I sometimes get emotional fast. I don't like start breaking down and crying or anything. It's more like when it comes to things that make me angry. I sometimes get angry a little bit too fast when it comes to some people, some situations. Some situations I can stay like very stoic, but in some situations I can get angry very fast. But we tend to let our monkey brain interpret the situation in a few milliseconds instead of just analyzing first. Instead of just saying, oh yeah, this person's gonna waste my energy, so why should I respond? Why should I waste my energy, mental energy, start treating the person, and then after the conversation, I'm going to still be thinking about what you just said? Why should I do that? It's a waste of time. Don't just listen to everything, like I said. Your brain is not always on your side, so don't just listen to everything it says. Fight it with logic. When your brain starts getting emotional, fight those emotional thoughts with logic. Don't just. We tend to be too attached to our emotions, too attached to our brains. So when our brain says something or when you feel certain emotion, we instantly like label ourselves as that emotion. We instantly think, oh yeah, I'm feeling angry. Not just, oh yeah, I'm oh, how could you say it better? An angry emotion just passed by. Something like that. It would be better to not necessarily think like that, but just interpret like see it in that way. See it from that lens. An angry emotion just passed by. Not necessarily say, oh yeah, I'm angry. but an angry emotion just passed by. I just got some angry thoughts. My brain just produced some angry thoughts, That would be way better if we could do that. It's not easy, but if you really can do it, it can be, you feel just way better afterwards. I've done it a few times, and you feel so much better afterwards. In the story that I told you in the kitchen with when my mom cooked and woke me up, it's the same thing that happened. I was reacting like my monkey brain, but then I just slowed down and fought my own brain with logic. I came to the conclusion that all that anger was for nothing at all. The next one is take responsibility. When you notice yourself being in an argument with someone and it's a little bit heated, take responsibility and be the one that calms down the situation. I know we all want to, like, I know myself that I'm saying this, but it's way harder to do. We all want to keep insulting the person, quite to scream harder than him, show that you're better or something in some way, even though you're not. Because when you're screaming at this person, you're both screaming the same way at each other. In that situation, you're not better than a person at all. You might be even worse. Be the person that takes the responsibility to just say, okay, I'm gonna calm down. This person can keep screaming if he wants. I will be the person to calm down first. In some situations, you can scream. In some situations, maybe screaming can be the way to handle it. But often, we raise our voices, we start being argumentative towards someone, even though it's greatly unnecessary. So be the mature person who puts his ego aside and comes down first. Be the person that just says, okay, he can scream, she can do this as much as she wants. I'm gonna stay calm. I'm gonna stay with my logic brain. I'm gonna take the responsibility to calm down. And it's very hard to do. It's very, very hard to do because you think, why should I do this? Why shouldn't the person? Especially in that situation, when your monkey brain is really strong, he's gonna think, why should I do this? Why should I calm down when this person should be the one that's calm down because he started it or some shit like that? But a strong man takes responsibility for everything in his life. In that situation, you have to take responsibility to be the person that puts his ego to the side and calms down. And often, you calming down is going to calm down the other person. That person's not totally stupid. After a few minutes, it's going to calm down. By you just calming down and talking calmly, he's going to calm down too. It's going to be very hard. Like I can't think of many times I did this. But when you do that, you feel like a fucking G afterwards. Like I promise you, you feel so good afterwards. Feel very, very good. Stop judging others. When you judge someone negatively in your head, you tend to talk also a little bit negatively to them when you see them face to face. Okay, so we want some improvement. You want to grow, we have some values, we don't do the bad habits, we do the good habits. When you see someone on the street or someone you know not following these values, not following the things that we find so precious, so important, it's very easy to just think, oh yeah, he's a fucking dumbass. This person is weak, this person is weak, this person is weak. It's very easy to do, isn't it? It's a very, very easy. I do it too. I do it too. Totally honest, I do it too. I'm working on it, but I do too. It's very easy to do that. But we want some improvement and we know that most likely what's easy to do What's very easy to do in the moment is often not the right thing. How hard is it to be like accept and just be like, oh yeah, he doesn't have my values, but yeah, why should he? It's very hard to think, oh yeah, this person spends hours on his phone. Okay, it's very hard to just be like that because we want to see ourselves as superior in our own heads by putting others down and directly without even noticing it. You want to just think, oh yeah, I'm better than him, I'm better than him in your own head by putting him down, insulting him, saying, oh yeah, it's not something he doesn't do this, he doesn't go to the gym, all those things. But I think this true man to just think, oh yeah, he doesn't do the things that I do. Okay, just be like, oh okay. And it's going on with your day instead of having this thought polluting your brain and you constantly thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it. Learn to accept that the man doesn't live in accordance to your values because this man is different from you. He's not the same person. Again, like I said, be strict with yourself, forgiving with others. Be forgiving with others. Don't necessarily think, oh yeah, I have my brother that does this, he does this bad habit. I don't like him because he does this bad habit. Be forgiving with him. And just don't even think about it that much. Oh yeah, I know it can make you sad. I know you want to treat that person. But it's very hard to do. Changing a person that doesn't want to change. I've heard it from Hamza so many times. Getting a person some improvement that doesn't really want to get on some improvement is close to impossible. It's probably impossible. Or very, very hard. So just accept it and love him regardless. Be loving to that person regardless of what he does. Regardless of if he follows your values or not. Regardless of if he even a subhuman or not. Regardless of if he does spend hours doing bad habits or not. Just be like, oh yeah, okay. But just accept it. Instead of necessarily trying to judge a person in your head. And filling up your brain with some random thoughts insulting this person for nothing. Even though he did nothing wrong to you. Just stay calm. Accept it. Just don't be friends with that person. When I'm saying this, and I don't mean to say, oh yeah, if a person is a huge Jeffrey, spends hours doing the bad habits and doesn't do any good habits, and this person is a little bit it's an emotional person, does a lot of bad things. It doesn't mean when I'm saying this, I'm not saying it doesn't necessarily mean you should be friends with that person, be really close to that person. But it also doesn't mean you should judge that person and be disrespectful towards him. If he's a family member, they still love that person. If he's not a family member, you don't need to be friends with him. But you also don't need to judge him. If he's part of your family and maybe he does some things that you're not really happy about, find a way to love him regardless. Love that person, love her, love him regardless. If it's your brother, if it's your mom, if it's your dad, find a way to do that. It's always possible. It can be very difficult, but it's always possible. When you notice yourself insulting someone in your head, just come back to the present moment and breathe deeply. That's a drug you can use. You know, instead of being like, oh yeah, this person's fucking Jeffrey, he's fucking dumb. Just breathe deeply and just feel the sensations on your body, feel the things around you instead of thinking of that. You can't waste your mental energy on things like this. You can't be wasting your brain power, your mental energy, your brain points on such a random or trivial thing. The last thing is make yourself proud. Make yourself proud. When you aren't happy with yourself, when you aren't proud with your own achievements and what you're doing with your own life, when I'm not proud of myself, when I'm not proud of the things I'm currently doing in my life, I'm more likely to be disrespectful and angry towards the world, towards others. When I'm truly proud of myself, like I am now, working at 5 a.m., doing deep work until 8 a.m., I'm so much more happier, so much more, how should I say, enlightened, so much more just playful with life, seeing life as a game, but in a fun way. So much happier with the people around me. If you aren't proud with your life, you're way more likely to respect others. You're way more likely to be angry at others. But when you are working hard on a purposeful goal, working hard on your purpose, aligning your whole life to your purpose, you automatically become way calmer, way happier. And it will translate to your relationship with others. So basically, what I'm saying here, keep working hard on your self improvement journey. Keep doing the good habits. Keep working hard. Make yourself proud. Make yourself happy. Don't live a life chasing those quick instant gratification, but just a life chasing fulfillment. Chasing the things that make you fulfilled. Live your life with this, and you will be automatically less emotional. And you'll be happier in general. So yeah, that was it for the video. Like I said, this video, a lot of things that I told you in this video, I'm still working hard on. Most of the time in other videos, or actually in the video, I'm already really good at the topic of the video. Most of the other videos I've made, but when it comes to this topic, there's a lot of progress I can be making here. I'm just gonna be totally honest. There's a lot of things that I told you in the video I gotta have to work hard on. But I will. And maybe in 2 years from now, I'm gonna make another video on emotional control, a better one than this one. But yeah, don't run from discomfort. Chase it.